In Queensland, Triple Z has always stood as the barrier between those that want to attack the diverse community and those who want to protect it. I've had a bit of a history with 4ZZZ, and I had been to Triple Z to being interviewed, doing shows. I'm an actor, and then in 2011 I was asked by the then coordinator Mark to join the team. It's all about the community. It's all about providing marginalised members of communities to allow them to have a voice, their music, their views, their interests to be heard. And for me, that's important. So Queer Radio, along with Dykes on Mics, the program that goes on air before it, we are the world's longest continuously running diverse in gender and sexuality radio program. So everything we do in our show is bringing the news, the views, the music and the stories of those members of the diverse and gender and sexuality community. I also want to make sure that everything that we play is by queer or queer identifying people or supportive people. So we won't play anything which attacks our community or is by people that have disrespected our community and shown a lot of antagonism to our community. I think one thing about radio certainly is you can't hide, and even though you can create personas on radio, it's a great way to express yourself. And with community radio, particularly for Triple Z, it helps people come to terms with who they are, particularly young people. It gives them a lot of confidence, but also what it does is a very personal thing for them. It instills self-confidence, it instills goals, it instills completion ideas into people. Queensland has never been a traditionally safe space for the diverse and gender and sexuality community, and it shows that the previous Attorney General, Jared Blay of the LNP, also proposed in Parliament that they would ban adoptions and surrogacy for single people and same-gender couples. That was an extraordinary statement to make in 2012. So we have to follow regulation, or otherwise we'd be taken off the air, and that would be a disaster. Well, just on 30 years ago, it nearly was taken off the air. There was a very reactionary group of students at the University of Queensland. They were part of the Young Nationals, the Joh Bjelke-Petersen era, the National Party, the very right-wing, very conservative, very oppressive government which was in command in Queensland for decades. Well, those Young Nationals took over the student union at the University of Queensland and made it quite clear that they wanted 4ZZZ out. They wanted to take over the broadcasting, they wanted to take over everything of that broadcasting licence and broadcast God knows what, because all they were interested in was commercialism and making money, and not putting out left-wing views or divergent views to the mainstream. So they did do that. They came in one morning in December 1989. They told the on-air announcer to leave. He happened to leave with a recorder and all the phone numbers, and they thought that they were broadcasting. But of course the announcer contacted station management, who immediately went up to the transmitter tower on Mount Cootha. Now, what the rather stupid conservatives didn't realise or didn't think about was, yeah, sure, you might have a studio, but unless you have the transmitter, you can't actually be heard. So the management took over the transmitter, and for a few months a caravan was put up beside the antenna on Mount Cootha, and they broadcast from there. It came very close to being thrown off air at that point. But I think we're all very aware that we are very close to that edge of, if we make one false move, we would lose our station. And while that would make us personally very sad, it would have a massive knock-on effect